Right there, 54, right there, 54 Mike.
Hey, alert.
Just like that. Mike 54. Watch the call.
Hey, let's go double count right here, double count.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at about the 31, and he'll get this back down to about the 12-yard line. I'm not sure exactly what they had planned for play number 1 from scrimmage, but I can guarantee it wasn't that interception.
No doubt about that one, because in their daydream, this was going to be a dream play to get things started. Instead, it turned into a nightmare for them.
And this defense feeling the encouragement. They stop him at the line of scrimmage on the first play of the afternoon. In on the stop, it was the UCF product, Shaquem Griffin.
On the Seahawks 13-yard line.
Ladies! Check, walk 54. It's just me and you.
Dalton with a give here to mix him. And here he'll get it down to the 7. It'll be a pickup of 5, and that leaves him with 5 more. 3rd and 5 now.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
They had great starting position to begin the drive, but now they look up at a 3rd and 5.
He goes 368. 58. Orbit.
Dalton here from the gun. Buying time to his left. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. That's Ziggy Ansah, the number 5 pick in 2013, credited with a sack.
We always talk about how teams are so competitively matched, and you just want to make those plays that give you an advantage. How about right here? The difference between letting him score a touchdown versus holding him to a field goal, that's absolutely huge with the play he just made.
And you know he hated taking the loss there on 3rd down.
Well, this winds up an empty possession. Everything looked okay. He just never got the ball on target. And knowing him, he'll be disappointed with that effort.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And they've got to be thrilled to have this game still at 0-0 after the interception thrown on the very first play of the game.
They certainly do, and what I enjoyed was watching him on the sidelines, because as the defense came off, he was there to congratulate them and really say thanks, because he threw the interception. It didn't turn into any points.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Wilson. And the catch is made here by Tyler Lockett. It's a gain of 15, 1st down Seahawks.
Gain of 15 yards. And the Seahawks, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Quit talking about it and bring it.
Now a give, right side. It's Carson, and he'll get this only up to about the 35. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Well, the Bengals and Seahawks meeting here in Week 1, and this is a combination that we haven't seen that often on the turf. If you look back to when the franchises began facing each other all the way back in 1977, but since then, just 20 meetings between the two teams. And the Bengals have won 11 of them, including the last meeting back in October of 2015. On 2nd and 9, Wilson. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Coverage there by the former 1st-round pick, William Jackson.
There are a good number of coaches that any time they call an in route are really worried about the play, because there's so much traffic ordinarily that the ball has to get through to get to the receiver. And on that play, it was batted down.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9.
Zebra. 25. Tempo.
From the gun, it's Wilson. Open man is Metcalf. He's got it. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 44-yard line. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on third down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
2nd and 10 at the Bengals' 44-yard line.
What? 280. 12.
Throwing on 2nd down. Wilson is complete to Lockett. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 30.
14 yards. And that's good for another Seahawks. 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line.
What? 280.
Reload. Jam. Check your hot read.
Gun.
Motion. Hey, check motion, man. Put your hands on him. Get hands on him.
On first down, Carson. He'll get about 6 there as he takes this one down to the 24-yard line.
Get him, boy.
All right, Brandon, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
Ain't no such thing as a loss. We taking wins home. Shift. Watch the shift.
18.
Hey, let's calm down. Pump up. Right here. Sponge. No.
From the 24, Wilson. That's caught by Hollister. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. 10 yards and a Seattle first down.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Say. Tight dog.
Alert.
They'll run on first down. It's Carson. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. 14 yards as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Myers connects on the PAT, and it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it?
A very good starting field position from the Bengals here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40.
Watch twins.
Passing, it's Dalton. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Brad McDougal. And to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
What? 280.
Hey. I'm here all day. Check 43. Whip. Watch the whip.
On first down, Carson. It was Jordan Evans making the play defensively.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Check. Alert. Look left. 14.
From the 39, Wilson. He'll find Metcalf. No gain that time on the completion, and it'll be third down.
No gain on the play. It's third down and 6.
Second quarter now from Seattle, and it is the Seahawks with the football here. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. On third down, Wilson. Well, the two men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively, brings up fourth down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces fourth down. Myers, the AFC's Pro Bowl kicker from a year ago. He was 6 out of 7 from 50-plus last year, and he converts another one here. The Bengals drive about to get going. They find themselves down 10-0 early after the interception on their opening drive led to a field goal.
So now they've got to pick up the mantle a little bit. You mentioned the team's down 10. They've helped contribute to that. How are they going to get their team back into this ball game? Run the offense that you think is going to be effective and execute it at a high level.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26.
Right there, 54, right there. 54 Mike.
I got him.
From the gun, Dalton looks to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Ezekiel Ansah able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon. And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Man, that's just so difficult for them because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You talk about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starring in the NBA at power forward. It's a really difficult task.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Bobby Wagner. And his crew will take over with the football at the 35-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now a give, right side. It's Carson. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Now that sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
Hey, we got tight left, tight ends left. Alert. 3 down.
Check 13. Check.
Got it.
Here's Carson. Fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. It's a gain of maybe 3, but it's going to leave him with still about 8 or 9 to go on 3rd down.
Watch the twist. Check hot route. Hot. Check 31.
Hey, 0. 19.
59 Mike. Check. 59.
From the shotgun, Wilson. That's complete into the hands of Carson. And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to the 30.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And that'll push the lead up to 13-0. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces them to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
The Bengals drive about to get going. They find themselves down 13-0 here as they try to get things started offensively. 1st and 10. Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5.
Well, they did throw interceptions on their last 2 drives, so no surprise at all they decided to start it with a running play. I'm actually a little bit surprised, though, that they got as much out as they did.
Yeah, decent little gain. Puts them in a pretty good spot for 2nd down. From the 24, Dalton. That's complete to John Ross. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now Joe Mixon. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They'll run here with Mixon. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Let's go, tackle. Let's go. We got this. We got this.
From the 45 on 2nd down, Dalton. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense, when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
3rd down, a shot here for Dalton. And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack back at the 47-yard line. Credit the sack to Shaquem Griffin. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this opening weekend. It'll be a net of 39, 41-yard punt, 2 on the return. And it'll be Seahawk football as they take over deep in their own territory. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking, because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
Come on, boy. Come on, boy. You better be ready. Don't be scared of it.
Check weak. Lucky.
Check 99. Check 99.
Go.
Bang, bang. Bang, bang. Check. Crunch.
Hey, check 24. Watch 24.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Wilson. Here's Carson with a catch out of the backfield. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. That one good for 14 and a Seahawk first.
And this is why trying to cover the angle route is so difficult. Anyone playing the linebacker position, when they see a running back out of the backfield widen, because he heads towards the flat first, oftentimes you widen too much and overcommit. He cuts up inside, and that's what we saw there. A nice pickup for a first down.
Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple.
I can't believe they let you play. I can't believe they even let you play.
Guys, 4 down.
Flare. Kill. Turn up. Kill. Turn up.
Now it's Carson.
Check. Watch 54.
2 yards, good enough for a first.
Well, we always talk about good down and distance, allowing offenses to expand their playbook. Well, 2nd and 2, that means your playbook's wide open. You can run just about anything. A lot of times, the play caller, he just looks down at his sheet, sees the short yardage runs, and goes to one of those.
I'm coming after you. Check, 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 check.
Throwing now, Wilson on first down. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. The rookie DK Metcalf, the intended receiver, but it'll be 2nd down. They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10.
I got one.
Okay.
Check the 6. Pull it. High. Check safety. Check safety.
This is Carson. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. The Bengals going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half.
I hope you brought your lunch because I'm about to take you to school.
Zebra. Touch 50. Green A, touch.
Wilson now to throw on 3rd down. And that will be incomplete.
Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. This is away and a very good kick, angled for the sidelines. And this will be out of bounds. Now it's a question of where they'll mark it. And they'll say it crosses at the 11-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. Well, look at the clock here. You're inside of a minute. First half hasn't gone that well for you. How are you going to play this drive?
Well, I've been told by my coaches previously that the intelligent approach, go ahead and run out the clock and start over. Don't make any more mistakes. But there's also something to understanding that you got this last drive here. You get the ball to start the 2nd half. Try and go 2 for 1 here. Get some points now and come out of the locker room and get more points again and get your momentum really built up.
They'll keep it on the ground again here. And he'll be out of bounds right around the 20.
That was a good run, probably right on the edge of breaking into something really big. So the defensive guys right now are talking about, okay, what can we do to slow him down before he truly gets started?
Off the play fake to Mixon. This is Dalton. He's going to air it out deep for Green. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Trey Flowers picks it. So that is 3 interceptions now in this first half, and you hate to ask the question, but let's be honest, we're thinking about it. Do you need to go in a different direction next year?
Potentially. We know that he's probably not going to be on the Pro Bowl ballot. That's not really his stature here, but he has been their starting quarterback for this game. So they've got to weigh things about who's behind him. Do they think he can snap it back into gear? Maybe change up the play calling to help him out a little bit.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
Watch your slack. Watch your slack. Watch your slack.
Alert 3. Watch the edge.
They run it with Carson. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. So we are at halftime here in the opener of the 2019 regular season. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. We'll see if Week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. So they will accept the penalty and move forward.
Here we go. Here we go.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. They'll run with Mixon. The tackle there by Quandre Diggs. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. 7 yards there and a first down.
Hands up. Lead. Give it up. Here you go. 93, 52, 93, 44, 44. Here you go.
36. Shift.
Mixon with a first down carry. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
BAT! Here you go, Cam. Hit the mirrors back and go full strip.
Looking to throw on second down. Dalton, and his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. It's the linebacker, Michael Kendricks. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
He's got a first down and then some inside the 40. And finally down at the 36-yard line. It's a gain of 15, first down Seahawks.
Now this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
So from the 36 now, first and 10.
Check nine.
They run again with Carson. Nothing doing. Barely able to muster a yard to hit the 35.
They went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Yeah, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
The run only got a yard. Here's second and 9.
Alert.
Out of the gun. Here's Wilson. It's caught. Lockett. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 17-yard line. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Here's second and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Man, that's trash.
SOS.
Go.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Carson. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. A nickel look now for the Bengals as they try to stop them here on 3rd down.
You go tight.
Good job right there.
Check three.
Touch 50.
And to give this time to the tailback. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Chris Carson, already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. Still plenty of time left in the game, but now starting to pull away a little bit. Get some breathing room with that one.
And I don't want people to think that NFL locker rooms are cookie cutter, that everyone's saying the exact same thing in every situation. But I do know that all 32 teams have an emphasis on starting fast. Game, the second half, no matter what, whether it's first 5 minutes, first 3, whatever. This was a big score to start the second half.
Extra point up and through by Myers. And that pushes the lead up to an even 20. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. So that one will be accepted.
Let's go. Let's do it.
A very good starting field position for the Bengals here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Mixon with it. He'll take this from the 40 up to the 45 for a gain of 5.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
Again, it's Mixon. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Past the 20. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. That one's good for 35 yards on the ground and a first down. One thing that's great about watching him run, Charles, he doesn't hesitate. He got to the left side of his own line and just went.
So there's 2 ways to look at that. One, just absolutely unconcerned, just takes off and goes. But more the latter, I think.
And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. A 13-yard touchdown run. And the Bengals are able to cut into this lead. And that touchdown drive happened very, very quickly. You knew that they had the quick strike ability. They showed it.
And for a defense that understands that, it still drives them crazy when it actually happens to them. Fast and furious, there came the points.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 24-yard line.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Line 54. Hey, let's get it. 22, check, Bama. 22, check, Bama. Under 10, 10. Check 3, check 3, check 3. Switch it. Come on, switch it. Check. He's crashing. He's checking crash.
And with the play clock at 5, we're going to get a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter.
Check, watch 54. Know your job.
On 2nd and 11 now. Wilson. They'll lock it with a grab over the middle. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. A first down there on a pickup of 25.
Seahawks. 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Mike 5-4. Check right. Check 24. No pass. Switch. Check. Hey, 0.
They'll run on first down. Carson. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at their 48-yard line.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports.
54 Mike. Yeah, I got you.
12. Let's go, 14.
On 2nd and 11 now. Wilson. And it's hauled in by Ed Dixon. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 35.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect him to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
Yo!
6 guys. Reload.
Kill.
14, got it.
Joker. He's checking. Crash.
On the delay, here's Carson. Geno Atkins, the Pro Bowler, in there on the stop. Offensively, with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Penny. And a 5-yard gain as he's down inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. The Seahawks on third down. 2 for 5 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 3.
Got it.
Now Wilson from the gun, he'll throw. This one into the hands of Metcalf. And he's going to get the first down as they bring him down at the 23. That'll be enough to keep the drive moving forward. Another first down on the pickup of 5 yards. Wilson now 11 of 16 through the air. It's 1st and 10.
Check nickel.
Hey, 0. Come. Shoot the team.
Now a give right side. It's Carson. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts. That's going to be their second. They'll be left with 1 more plus the 2-minute warning. And we'll be back.
Check, 59. It's a party now. Gun.
They'll keep it on the ground. Carson. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Mike.
Hey, 0.
Watch the curls.
On third down, it's Carson. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. So now here comes the field goal team for the 3rd time today. From the left hash, this will be a 41-yarder. And that is no good. And this score will stay right where it is. Charles, all things considered, I guess that's not a critical miss at this stage, is it?
No, but still everything helps when you're trying to finish off a ball game. And you're right, not critical in terms of the scoreboard and the team, But the guy with the golden foot, he knows he's only as good as his last kick.
Now left side on the swing pass. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down. Fourth quarter, every drive so critical, and you figure may only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the second touchdown. You got the first one for the second one to even matter.
And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. That one good for 26 and a first down. And the fans probably thinking, wow, that's the first time Dalton and Green have connected here, and it's late. Where have they been?
And because they haven't been there, haven't been present, haven't done it often, your team is losing right now. It's vital that those two connect if they want to have a chance.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. He was looking for John Ross that time, but it's going to be second down. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Here we go, D. Here I come again. Here I come again. Here I come again. Mike 5-4.
Throwing again. Dalton. There goes a deep ball. End zone. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's third down. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary have really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense. Great communication, doesn't matter whether it's man or zone. And especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to them.
And the Bengals on third down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. And again, Andy Dalton to throw. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46. Sacked there by Jadeveon Clowney.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Bengals going for it. Here's Dalton. He's going to air it out deep for Green. And no, it's incomplete. The Bengals try it, but it doesn't work out. And the Seahawks, they'll get the football back in outstanding field position. On first down, Carson. And he's taken down inside the 30. That good for 19 and a first down. Well, that looked like an example of what you said back in the first half. A running back of his size can really wear down a defense. I think he's starting to do that.
I think you're exactly right. And know what else he's doing? He's inspiring the rest of his team because they see this starting to happen as well. So that means they're going to redouble their efforts to help him out. Extra blocking, getting downfield, helping him out.
Back to the ground, this time Lynch. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Two minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. It'll be a 5-yard pickup there, so from 2nd and 13, they're back to a more manageable 3rd and 8.
Yeah, another good run there. He's been such a big part of their success here this afternoon. And that last carry, it puts him over 100 yards now for the day.
And a nickel look here for the Bengals as they try to defend this on 3rd.
Bandit. Wide.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Carson, and he'll get this to the 23, but that'll be well short of what he needed. 4 yards on the pickup there, but it's going to take him to 4th down.
It's 4th down.
So on 4th down, here's Jason Myers for the Seahawk field goal. This a 40-yard attempt from the left hash. Myers' kick is good, and that will swell the lead to 16. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but it's still 8 up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
So the victory here for Seattle. And, partner, I must say, good to see you again. Been too long. And it's good to have football back, isn't it?
Didn't you see me in preseason? Weren't we together in preseason?
Yeah, but preseason, you know, it's preseason. This is week 1.
Oh, you're trying to say real football.
Yeah, real football.
Not preseason football, yeah, where we shake down the rosters and figure out who's going to play, and maybe the starters don't play as much. Now it's the frontline guys from the first whistle.
Yeah, I tuned you out in the preseason, but now I'm listening to you. So for the Seahawks, that'll be a happy locker room as they start the season 1-0. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Meanwhile, for Cincinnati, they obviously fall to 0-1 with the defeat. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.
chills.